This is Stock Day. News and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on the OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
Today on the show, we have a very exciting guest named Darryl Payne, Clearwater Telecommunications, ticker symbol CWTC. Darryl has been in the music industry for 20, 30 years plus. Actually, he has a lot of awards to his name. Darryl, welcome to the show and good afternoon to you.
Thanks for having me, Everett. I love what you're doing, and it's a pleasure to be here.
So tell my listeners a little bit about your background and how you came into all this, and then we'll take it forward and talk about some other things.
Great. I've been in the music industry producing music for 40 years. I've been very blessed to produce several thousand songs. I produced for Warner Brothers and Universal and Sony BMG and all the big labels. I'm basically known as a dance music R&B producer. And I started about maybe 20 years ago, we started acquiring content. We were very fortunate to done a deal where we have World Nation Live Entertainment, which will be our new name, pending Senator approval. And World Nation Live Entertainment is all about acquiring rights to television shows, concerts, movie rights, and release new artists and new talent. We want to be able to compete with the major companies. And it's been just a tremendous year so far. We just bought the rights to 125 concerts, 52 radio shows of iconic stars. Sting is in the library, Meatloaf, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, Lenny Kravitz, Busta Rhymes, the Fugees. It's just an amazing thing. Right now, the streaming is where the pot of gold is. For companies like ourselves, we have our own streaming 4K platform, whereas people will be able to watch these shows on a pay-per-view basis, and we'll be monetizing it with different aggregators and third-party deals with other companies. We have shows currently on television right now, and I just think it's a great time. We want to bring people to be a part of what we're doing, and we want it to be the entertainment company for the people. And that's what we're all about, and preserving the legacy of these iconic stars. It's not about my legacy, it's preserving their legacy.
So let me see if I have this right. Pay-per-view, one of the big things on pay-per-view today is the M&A fighting, and you pay so much, $49, $50. You're telling me and my listeners that you guys are going to start doing that same thing, but only to venues of music. Is that correct?
That is correct. What our model is very different than MMA, or you see a pay-per-view event. Those events happen once. So when you see a wrestling match or on a pay-per-view, that's a one-time event for that month, and maybe they'll do 6 events like that a year.
Right.
When you have what we built our own. We worked on this for the last 2 years. Streaming platforms that has limited channels, and we could even broadcast live anywhere in the world. All of the language and the information you read on each site, no matter what country you're in, it's translated in every country. So if you're in Japan, all of the writing will be in Japanese. If you're in Spain, you'll see it all in Spanish. When you're putting out the kind of content we're putting out, you're the concert promoter. You're the promoter. You're running pay-per-view events 24 hours a day. We'll be running media. We'll be doing cross-promotion on Twitter and Facebook and working with third-party companies and countries to get this out to the masses. My idea is not to how do we make money for one day, how do we make money every day?
Exactly.
And right now, it's all about the stream. The power is in the streaming. Yeah. And my background, and my background, just to let you know, is I had one of the largest that I own direct response companies, whereas we were selling concerts on television. And I have to tell you, we outperformed all the major players. I mean, we're the only direct response company to offer full-length concerts on television. So if you wanted to see the full Four Tops or the Temptations, you watch the whole show. Our competitors they're showing you television show. They're all compilations. They couldn't show you a full concert of anybody. So we've recorded all this stuff, and right now I feel we're in a good position to compete on a major scale.
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, there's a huge paradigm shift going on in the music industry. I mean, they really don't make any money selling records anymore. They make money touring and putting on concerts. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. And see, but what we did was actually one step better. I seen this coming. So about maybe 14, 15 years ago, I started personally recording all these iconic stars before they passed away. So I've developed a library that you can't get. And this is stuff that I produced on my own. When I produced this whole concert series, sadly, 75% of these artists have passed away. So you can't get this. So when you go to the live shows, you know, you're lucky if you have one or two artists that are still alive from these groups. I recorded these groups while they were all still there before these guys have passed on. You know, I am like an historian. You know, I believe in preserving their legacy. It's not about my legacy.
Absolutely.
It's about their legacy. And showing this and keeping this alive for many generations to come. When you look at companies like Motown, even though I've had the utmost respect from companies like Motown and Sony and Warner Brothers, you know, to me, they all dropped the ball. All these companies were doing were making music videos of the current artists to make a music video of one song to sell that hit song or to sell that hit record at the time. They never thought to realize, you know what? Let me record our artists and let's archive this so we can have all these artists live in concerts. They were all busy chasing hit records. We don't want to chase hit records. We want to play it safe. We want to invest in content that will last forever.
Absolutely.
So think this stuff will be like Bach and Beethoven. This stuff will last for 300, 400 years. When you have good songs and we hand select all the best artists that we can work with to really give, you know, the consumers the ultimate viewing experience and keeping these artists' legacy alive, and we want to show them in the highest light. So, you know, right now today, if anybody tried to record these iconic stars, it would be very hard to do because they're no longer here. So that's where I think that our advantage is going to be. We recorded them while they were here. And this new library of 125 concerts, 52 radio shows, we can conceivably have our own satellite channels, our own broadcast networks. We can have programming available on our own TV stations and radio stations all over the world, and license the songs for movies, for TV commercials. We can monetize this in so many different ways. We're talking to a lot of major players right now, and we want to handpick, you know, the places we go, and we want to bring the right people on board, people that have vision. The key, Everett, for us is we want to work with people that say, you know what, Darryl Payne, we share in your vision. We see where your company, where you're going, and we want to be a part of what you're doing. And that's where we are. And we don't want to wind up with like a lot of these Q companies. There's nothing there. You know, it's just a symbol. It's just letters, but there's nothing there. We have concrete, solid material, content. I believe content is king, and we have the most content, and we're ready to rock and roll, and we're ready to shake with the best of them.
I understand your model, and I think that you guys are sitting on a very sweet spot. My question to you is, what kind of platform are you going to stream this on? There's so many different platforms out there. Can you take us through your vision of that?
Yes, and that's a very good question, Everett. We built, like I said, you know, a little earlier, our own streaming platform. It's live, it works, it functions, and it exists. And you can watch it on any media device, on any smart tablet, not smart, any smart TV, any tablet, cell phone. You can watch this anywhere, any computer. We wanted our own platforms. When you go to a third party, which we will do, but you make the most money when you sell it on your own platform because you're not sharing revenue with third parties. When you go to iTunes and some of the other places, and they're very good companies, and these guys are institutions, but they get their chunk out of it, and you're waiting 90 days before you get paid. When we do it on our model and it's on our platform, we're getting paid every day. Every day we're making money. We're not waiting to get paid. So that helps cash flow issues. I watch a lot of these companies really go hungry because, yeah, you got your stuff on iTunes and you're on Hulu and Netflix and all these other places, but you're waiting 60 to 90 days before you get paid. So if small companies have operating cash flow, you're going to be in a lot of problems because you're always having to wait to get paid. In our case, we want to get paid. We want to show income. We want to generate income every single day. We want to run media. We don't want to wait for it. We want to make the product available and be very successful. Have our own platforms. And also, here's the other thing we're going to do. Once we get the platform going, once people see that everything is functioning and working great, I'm a deal maker. We're going to go do revenue share deals with major movie companies, major television broadcast companies, whereas we'll take their content and we'll generate like a 50-50 revenue split of all the income we generate for them. We want to build our own platform.
Is that for the artists also? The music
That's
artists?
For the artists also, yes, for the music artists also. We want to, but named artists. It's very tough when you take an unknown artist. We want to sell the stars. When you have a name, I believe if you have a name, it's always easy to make money. We don't want to start with no names. Eventually, as time goes on, we want to be able to give your average musician his crack and his break too. But right now, content is king and names, big superstar quality. That's what we want.
So
that's what's going to bring people to us. Yes.
So Darryl, tell me this. Tell us the timeline that you see all this coming to fruition for my listeners.
We're here. It's today. We have a platform right now that people can see.
So you have revenues coming in right now from this model?
We have not run media yet. We have brand new commercials ready to go. It's the first of its kind. Our competitors have not done this. We'll be, like I said earlier, we'll be the first company to offer streaming on a pay-per-view basis, a direct response company, television company to do this. No one in the world so far has yet to do this.
I concur with you on that. How do you plan? How do you plan on reaching out to the artists and bringing them on board and selling them your vision?
Well, the interesting part is, we already have about 50 artists on board right now anyway. So we have 50 artists already recorded, already able to be launched. We have the streaming platform. There's 20 artists right there. People can see it, touch it, and order it if you like right then on the spot. And we're going to continue to get the word out by me being on shows like yourself, and you're doing a great job. You have a great show. Going on television, getting the word out to the masses, and just let people know that this is their company. I'm just a puppet, just doing my best to pull the right strings. We want to encourage people to come be a part of what we're doing. If you go to shows and you spend money seeing concerts, why not, be a part of something where instead of just watching a show, you can be part of what we're doing and be part of ownership of the company and be a part of this music. I mean, sports and music entertainment are the biggest things. It's actually bigger than the movie business, as far as it's kept. People love music. Yes.
Today you've been listening to Darryl Payne. He is the CEO of Clearwater Telecommunications, symbol CWTC. In closing, Darryl, do you want to say anything that hasn't been said already that we could also bring up and tell our listeners?
Yeah, I would like to tell everybody that we're going to do our very best to offer, very good quality products. We're going to keep our reputation impeccable. We do things the right way. We want to be fair. You can rest assured when artists have to be paid royalties and publishers have to be paid, we're going to pay them. I'm an artist, in my own right. And we want to, bring on the new artists. We want to be able to record the Beyoncés for concerts and the Chris Browns. And we want to bring it to today. We want to bring it today. We want to be a place that you can come to. We get the very best of entertainment. That's why we're here. And people who want to be a part of this, you're more than welcome to come on board. I mean, that's where we are. And I just thank you for having me. It's been great. And, thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for your time.
Darryl Payne, thank you for coming on Stock Day. You heard it live here. Ticker symbol CWTC, Clearwater Telecommunications, changing the world with their streaming audio on concerts, kind of using the model of pay-per-view. Darryl, thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you so much.